The F1 Series Season 2 were live in Imola. Standard race, 16 laps, but qualifying. We've given Will Silvestri a 5 back of the grid starts throughout the year. He has to use them wisely though. What tracks he has to do it at, and he can use them at the sprint and gain the places within the sprint, so it's not the end world for him. But here we go. I don't know why we always start with Alex Albon, probably alphabetically, reason why. But let's ride on board with someone who needs to prove himself this weekend, and that is piss off. We are getting rid of these races in Season 3. The shit ones. A lot of people don't like these races, and as you can see, this looks like it's going to be AI who going to lead into Turn 1. More than the actual drivers who are in the series. But for the Ferrari needs to put points on the board. But he's powering down to the line now. And we'll start third with Will Silvestri in 7th, it looks like. I don't know where Hayden will be starting because I didn't see it. He'll be third. I love his helmet. But yeah, it was a bit weird. Couldn't actually see where everyone was finished because it looked like your foot right at the bottom. But Hayden will be starting at the back, with the back of the grid. The reason why there's only 18 drivers is because the two, Marco and Jack, will not be racing this week at this race. We'll be talking to them later on and see if they want to carry on in the series, or is it just these three, including another driver who might be racing one of the days. We'll have to find out. Who should we ride on board with? The Ferrari, shouldn't we? Because it's a Ferrari track. And it's lights out. And it's a red flag. Red flag already. What has happened? What has happened? Why is there a red flag? Who has fucked it up on the on the grid start on a red flag? And finally, here we go. Finally, we get going. And the Ferrari leads into turn one. Looks like everyone made it safely through the first corner. But Max Verstappen, and the Ferrari has spun it. Didn't see much of what happened. All I know is the Ferrari lost it and Max Verstappen took the lead. Bit of a moment looks like with Hayden and Bottas. But the drift, that was a cool drift by the Ferrari. He's on the back end of Leclerc, but it's been not the start he had wanted. He just buries it. And then Hayden loses it. I think whilst Investi's an expert, I did try and lose it. But he's on the back end of it's going to be an annoying, probably a boring race now. Interesting racing line from the Ferrari. Time penalty for Hayden for corner cutting. DRS is enabled. Up to 13th he goes. What a move by the Ferrari, and the Ferrari goes a bit wide. Right, he gets clipped by Alvin. Interesting racing lines. One second, guys, just linking something. Nothing much has happened so far. Sympathy in the chat for Hayden. He can use these first 3 races of learning. We head to potentially an easy race. I can't remember the races, but as we're in this dying little phase of the race, we'll ride on board with the leader and I'll go through the calendar. So it'll be, as we've raced in Australia, currently in Imola, then we go to Bahrain, Azerbaijan, China, Austria, which is a sprint race, another race, Canada, Italy, Netherlands, Abu Dhabi, which is a sprint race as well, Portugal, Belgium, which is a sprint race, Japan, Singapore, Great Britain, which is again a sprint race. Then we head to Brazil, Mexico, Miami, Kota. Then we head to Vegas, which is the season finale on the strip, which is also a sprint race. But before we even get there, we probably will have the championship decided. It probably will be a 2-time world champion. And by then we'll probably have a co-commentator. Hopefully. But the first 3 rounds will be a triple header. and then we'll have a week break, and then we'll have a double header. So it's the Mercedes who's still leading 6 seconds from Fernando Alonso, 12 seconds, and trailing by. Ferrari's just stuck in the pack at the moment. I hope he gets points, he needs points. 18 points, he's trailing second. As it stands, also, I need to do the maths real quick. Just 60 points. Well, Ryan will be leading championship by, and the Ferrari's dropped a place in this, and he's spun. He's spun it again. Not what he wanted. We're into the final phase of this race. Looks like it's going to be a boring old race. Yet again. Two boring races. We need an entertaining race. Has anyone pitted yet? We don't think they have yet. I think Tomasco has. Aiden has. Which is not. Which, wait, let's check. We can always check. We can always check who's pitted. Oh, everyone has pitted. Oh, I've just realised it was a red flag, wasn't it? So everyone has pitted. Oh. God damn it, and there's all the... There's all the, shenanigans, what have happened. As it stands. Not good enough, guys! I want more! And... Ferrari is just going slow. Is he... what's he doing? Are they gonna battle it, these two? Or is it generally... I don't know what's happening, but Will... not on his own, making the race. A bit boring. Could slow down a little bit, but... each to their own, I guess. He wants this championship wrapped up as quick as possible, potentially. Pretty sure these two have still got to serve their penalties, so they'll be added. And then there goes, off goes Hayden a little bit. Which has been a recurring thing for these two drivers in the back. It has been a twisty track, where you think that the Ferrari would be better suited to them. Is he just letting him by? No, I think he's going to cause chaos. These two are going to cause chaos. These two are going to cause chaos. They're going down into turn one, but looks like Hayden makes it. And Hayden has to go wide, but he clips Hayden. He clips him. I think that's a bad sportsmanship from the Ferrari. Yet again, he's gotten back to the Belgium day when him and Alex Rotten Cashew were powering down into turn one and both crashed into one another, and he's just doing waves to try and stop Hayden from overtaking him. He's gonna lose their back end in a minute. So Hayden has to play this wisely and play against Tom. A bit of colliding in together, but they're still both okay. Hayden gets the DRS. Tom's gonna try and side swipe him, but they go into turn one. It's turn one, and he goes. Hayden goes into him, but there's a bit of contact, and they both go off. They both go wide, but it's still Hayden who leads Tom. On board with the Ferrari as it stands. The Ferrari goes wide a little bit. Takes one of the barrier bollards, whatever you call them. Tom's taking an interesting racing line. The fourth, this is going to be a photo finish between these two, battle for 17th. As we say that, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Who's going slow? And it's Gasly who's going off. What a so. As we say that, Tom gets 17th, but there's a carnage. It's there's collision between the two. Tom is just not giving it up. He's just cheating now. Should be an instant disqualification. He doesn't care. And they both collide together. With all this, what's been happening? Wilster Vesti starts his final lap. As we say that, Tom is still trying to overtake Hayden. It's just been a great fight. Going into the back turns, we go. And there's a bit of carnage still going over too. There's two fights what I want to see, and they both. But for Wilster Vesti, he's going through the final few turns of the race, and they're still fighting, these two. Wilster Vesti powering down the back straight. These two are still fighting. And they're fighting aggressively. But for Wilster Vesti, another race, 2 wins in a row. 2 opening rounds done. 60 points on the board. Wilster Vesti makes it another buttering race and wins the Imola Grand Prix. But I want to see these two fight. This fight, it looks like it's over now. Or is Hayden going to slow down a little bit to continue on that fight? The Ferrari. It looks like they're still gonna fight this. These two. They're not gonna score any points, but it's just been a funny fight to see. In the closing few laps. They go wide, both of them. It looks like the Ferrari has the upper hand. Tom. Surely, I think with his penalties he'll be being lost anyway. He stops on the track to try and make it a photo finish. Oh, stop! Hayden from trying to overtake him. They're going into the last corner. Who's gonna finish on top? And the Ferrari gets rammed off the track. And it looks like Hayden will finish in front of the Ferrari. What a race! It looks like it's been 17th he finishes. Will Silvestri gets driver of the day, fair enough, he started 7th. Got up to first. It would have been Tom's win if he actually didn't lose it into the first 2 corners of the race. But it's another Will Silvestri win, 2 races in a row. It looks like the championship we could get pretty much wrap up in round 10 or round 11 for this rate, especially. But there's a bit of entertainment at least going on at the back of the grid. The battle for 17th place or 16th, it looked like. Will Silvestri 60 points he has in the championship standings, gives him a really healthy lead at the top. And that's round 2 done. We head to round 3 at Bahrain. We'll see you there. Goodbye.